Good morning. Today is Tuesday, June the 2nd at 11:54 a.m. And those of you see my honey bun, yep, this is my honey bun. This is LC, my chihuahua. And we're going to talk about new beginnings. Um, New beginning, there's going to be some new things coming, new changes. I have a new channel. um, called New World Vision Family Outreach. That was my organization in the very beginning, right, LC? That was my channel. I mean, my organization from the very beginning. And so on that one, it's going to be things like homemade jar tomatoes and peaches and pears, the old school stuff. Um, how to better take care of yourself. We're gonna do things the old school way on New Beginning because it's a new channel, and that's gonna be about things that you can do like recipes and how to make cakes and pies and that kind of stuff. On this channel is all of my normal personal you know conversation between you and I. So we talk about new beginnings. Let's talk about new beginnings. New beginning. What does that mean? A new change, a new lifestyle. Your weight wise, anything that you want to do that's new, there's going to be a new change for 2021. I understand that a lot of you all um, are protesting for Mr. George Floyd. And yes, it is wrong for what they have done to him. But people, we can come together and join forces and have a new beginning. We don't have to tear up buildings and towns and cities to have our voices heard. We can bring about changes for new beginnings for ourselves. Meaning, we can start an organization we can network. You may have something that I may have, or that I may need. It may be something I have that you may need. We can network like that. Um, on my Facebook, I'm part of a group, with our dogs, and we talk about our animals. How to care for our animals, what to do. Proper way of feeding them. He's one of these dogs that likes to climb up on top of my shoulder. And sometimes he goes up my back, and he likes to get out and do a lot of things. He's busybody than my other dog. So LC is, I got him about 3 weeks ago. And, he's been a busybody. He's being done potty trained after he's gone onto the mat. And I take him outside um, 3 times during the day, along with my other dogs. So I take them both out 3 times a day. And I also feed them. Now, let me tell you about when you're feeding your animals. The reason they gain a lot of weight, people, is because you feed them, you overfeed them. And so what you do, you feed them 1/3 cup of food. That means you feed them in the morning, and then you might feed them again like later in the afternoon, and night, and just the rest of it, you give them water. You don't have to overfeed them like 3 and 4 times a day because all they do is they eat, they sleep, and that food goes in their system. So just like us, and we're constantly, and we're constantly and we're constantly going into the refrigerator every 5 minutes. We got to get something to eat. We got to get something to drink. That food lays on and it builds up sodium, but from sodium it comes into to fat. So it's just like at night. You don't want to eat hard food at night. So what I normally do is and I had to learn this. You eat your hard food in the daytime and then your soft food at night. So, for example, normally you know how you eat your rice and beans and your chicken and all that other stuff? Well, what I've learned to do is eat that in the morning. And I know some of you are going to say, well, why would we do that? Well, you do that because in the daytime when you're working or you're outside exercising, you're going to yoga practice or gym, you burn up more cholesterol and you burn up more energy than you do at night. So your salt food will be like your grits or your oatmeal that you at night to go to your system so that you don't have that grease in your system. And that way you don't have to worry about all that clogged in your bloodstream, and you gain a lot of weight like that. So that's part of what you do, and it's a new beginning for you. Another thing that you can do, you can drink water to keep you from being dehydrated. Or like I do, I drink apple juice or cranberry juice. Cranberry juice is good for your kidneys, right? Um, you lay up a lot of the sugar. If you're going to buy Kool-Aid for your children or for your household, I recommend you get something that's no sodium, because too much sodium can cause problems. And especially, you end up like with me, I cannot eat so much pork, too much sodium go to my feet and things, and then I'm gonna have to take the water pill. So you want to try to prevent that, new people. You want to try to prevent that. This is a new beginning for you. I often say that the mortician don't have to worry about getting a steak and baked potato. Okay, we want to try to live out as much as we can and do what we can do. Another thing for us as women and for a new beginning in our lives, try to get out as much exercise as you can. Try to get out and get sunlight if you can. I understand with the pandemic, you can put your mask on, cover your face, and you do that, and you get a habit of that. Now, as you all know, that you only got 3 months, before school starts back in September for those that live in the city. And it's the time now to get into practice with your children if they decide to open up the school. Get into practice with your kids of washing their hands, of cleaning up their desks, cleaning up their table before and after they eat. Teaching them not about sharing silverware with other people or eating from other people, And I say that because when they go to school and they trade things with people, you don't know where their hands been at. A lot of kids like to do this and touching doors and stuff. So you want to prevent them from getting those contagious diseases and germs to bring back to your house. Even when you go outside, you make sure that you take some hand sanitizer. You make sure you take either some wipes with you. Because kids touches things and they're children. We little kids. You go, if they got a bicycle, rub their bicycle down before they sit on it, before they use it. That's a lot of things that you can do at New Beginning. Now, I'm going to show you some things that I normally keep in house, which is some first aid thing, because I was a first aid responder, right? And CPR. So hold on, I'm going to show you some things that I normally keep. So this is for women. You stop building your own first aid home remedy kit. Even for those who like me in the South, I keep peroxide, I keep alcohol, Benadryl, Vicks, sometimes I can't find a 666 ligament. I call one of my family, they can bring, because they're in Carolina. There's a lot of things that you can do, even as home remedies, that you can do for New Beginning for yourself, to protect yourself, because you can't depend on the president. You can't depend on other people. Sometimes you have to learn to find what works for you. So I'm going to show you some things that I normally keep in my house for me. Okay, hold on. I'm going to be right back. Just give me a couple of minutes and I'm going to show you what I keep. All right. So because I worked in the hospital and been in the hospital and things, and I was always trained when I took care of patients. Now, times like 10, I always get things that I know that I'm going to need, throughout the year. A lot of times I've had the pneumonia twice. Sometimes I get, the flu or whatever. So I'm going to show you a lot of things that I keep that you all should keep in your house. Because if you got kids, you're going to need it. Even like with smaller kids, and some of you are the adults, it is best. We're all getting older. We're not getting any younger. So this is a compressing ice pack. So in case, you have a sore or you sprain your arm or anything like that, this one's the hot compressor. What you do is you take this and you put it in the microwave for like 2, 3, maybe a minute or whatever, and you can just put it on your arm. I have like 2 or 3 of them. I keep several of them. Um, you always keep tissue, right? Little packs. You keep one, ladies. You put one in your pocketbook. Everywhere you go, you keep one in your pocketbook or your backpack. I used to put one in my backpack when I was going to school to UMass. All the time, I do it. But you always keep some at home. But you keep these in your pocketbook. Your pocketbook. If you're going to church, you take it anyway. So if you need a tissue to blow your nose or whatever, you always keep it. And pants. If you got kids, that's the first thing that you should put in your kid's backpack. Always carry this. All right, so I keep several of them. I have gogs, right? I use gogs. Let me tell you what I use gogs for. Sometimes if I have an open sore or sometimes I like to be cleaning things, I have gogs. So this one is open. And you get small, I have them come in different sizes. But I get the hospital kind. So these here are the best. You always keep gogs around. Another thing, I keep cotton balls, pants. Let me tell you what I do. I do sometimes. Cotton balls is good. Like you take your makeup off. Sometimes you put peroxide on it, and you can put cotton balls like in your ear, or you can use a Q-tip to clean your ears out. All right. I use. I got Q-tips. I got the hospital kind cotton balls. And what I did with these is anytime you get a tooth pull or whatever, you can put this in your mouth and bite on it. You could change it. This here are the and you know that these are like the cosmetic cotton. Like you put your little makeup on. I get these always disposable. So when I put my foundation, I have the liquid one. I don't use the powder lip foundation. I use the liquid, so I put it on and I wipe on my face, and then when I get through, I can discard it. And it's best to have that, and it's good for other things too. Let me see. I got a whole lot of things. I comes in all different kinds, cotton ball, cotton squares. It comes in all kinds of ways. Ladies, let me tell you, when you take your showers and stuff, I have trial size. Now, if you're traveling out of town, 9 times 10 now the airport, they only want you to have small bottle trial size in your suitcase. So don't go trying to go on big places and carry these as size of the hairspray, big things of lotion and all that. So what I do is I get the trial size, but I use this anyway. It's the body wipe lotion, I use Olive, and sometimes and most time I use Dove. I got the Dove soap, the Dove bar soap, the Dove body wash, the Dove shampoo, the Dove deodorant. I have all of that. And sometimes I just get other these other body wash for trial signs in case I have to go somewhere. And I also tell you also, it's best to keep some of these little items like a Q-tip, cotton ball, one of these, or trial sizes in a bag in your pocket. Now, when I have my cars in Carolina, I always have a bag in my car. Besides your tire and your emergency brakes and all that little things you have in your car, you always keep a bag in your car for emergency purpose. Because let's say your car breaks down or you have to be out of town and you go somewhere and you have to stay at a hotel overnight. So you have your own. And a lot of times when I have to go out of town, if I'm not going to family, I got to stay at a hotel, I always pack my suitcase with things like this. I take a clean washcloth, 2 of them, right? One for my face, one for my body. I take a towel. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say the hotels carry that stuff, but I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. All right. Sometimes I carry my own little baby pillow, but I make sure I carry all my soaps, my toothbrush, my toothpaste, my mouthwash, my deodorant. I take deodorizer spray, and there's a reason for that as well. It's to take care of yourself. And the reason why I'm telling you all this because a lot of times when you go to the hotel, and I worked at a hotel, the Hyatt Regency Hotel, Motel 6, and I did that too. And I was a housekeeper. And to go clean those rooms is not them. A lot of times you can have guests, which is called they're um, vacant or occupied or unoccupied rooms. If a person is staying in the staying in a hotel, it's called overnight stay. That means they stay there. They're just going out for the day or whatever. But you can go into the hotel. You can knock on their room, say housekeeping, and you can supply them with their soap and towels or whatever. Fresh things that they need. But it's best that you take your things because sometimes clients, you don't know who's been sleeping that stuff before you. Sometimes the whole housekeeper may not change that bed because they're thinking the client didn't sleep on that bed. And sometimes clients do. They do not sleep under the covers. They sleep on top of the covers. All right. So you still have to change it. Or if they sleep under the covers, sometimes what they do, they just make up the bed like they were home. And you would never know that the bed was being touched or not. So as a story with me, what I did was something just told me to go into the room and check this bed out. I've been doing the cleaning and everything. And I said, okay, I'm going to change. Because I have a habit of just changing all the beds anyway, right? And the customer, sure enough, they made up the bed. But what you didn't realize is that when I pulled back the covers, the customer was a female and she had a monthly cycle, and so it was on the sheet. So that's why you have to be careful about, when you get in these rooms, you make sure you tell them to bring you some extra sheets or extra. It doesn't matter what the circumstance situation is. Now, normally what I do is when I take out when I take the sheets off the bed, the pillowcases off the bed, I take one pillowcase and I take the sheets and I put them all in that pillowcase and I tie it up and I leave it outside the door for the housekeeper or to the corner when they come and get it. So that's what you do. But you also take care, you make sure you have cleaning stuff, ask them for extra things. Patient, let me tell you another thing. Now, you don't have to go to the store and buy things for your feet all the time. You don't have to do that, because I know it's going to cost you a lot of money, and I'm trying to save you all some money. I normally shave, so rather than shave on the arms, because women, we have hair, and we have hair on our legs, and I have shaving cream. Okay, so we use that. We have we have cream lotion that you put on your legs and you wash your body. This here is, I have a whole set of foot spa. Everything for my foot, because when in cosmetology, we taught us how to do the manicure, pedicure, and clean your feet. So you don't have to go to to the salon a lot and get your feet done because it costs you money each time you go. You're trying to save money. So I would suggest that you could get yours a set of foot spa and get your own foot spa. Soak your feet in. What I suggest to do, put a little bit of alcohol in your foot. You soak your feet, and then you use your set. I have my own manicure and pedicure set. I have it all. Right? I have a whole system. Your own. This is one of them. Put your little toes when you put your fingernail, your polish on for your toes. You have your ball cutting on, right? You got to pluck your hairs. Y'all see this? You have all of that. Your file. I have a whole set. I have your nail clipper, all types of different types of nail clippers that comes in different packs. All right. Let me show you what the nail clippers look like. I'm going to show you because I have a whole set. All right. And sometimes I just keep them with me when I'm around. All right. You have your shears, ladies. You have your little shears. Right. You have your small fingernail clipper. This one is for like your little nails. These here. Right. And all right. You have your big ones, right? You always have a set. And then you have your And you have your other toenail clippers. That gets to the corner. So you always keep things. Make sure you keep, like I said, gauze, bandage, all types of bandage, wraps, okay, heating pads, compressing stockings. Make sure you keep all that stuff. Try to go this year, and like I said, get your thermometer. And I'm gonna tell you parents what to do. You have kids, all right? And you don't always got to get the digital thermometer. But if you can use the glass thermometer will help you too. You got to learn how to read it. Sometimes get your own blood pressure machine. They probably cost like $30. No, get that to scope because I have that. You make sure that you keep those things with you because with you and your family, you keep your family safe at all times. Make sure you got hot pads because kids will fall and scrape themselves. All kinds of things that happen. Keep you some shavers, shaving cream. Make sure you keep you a small traveling bag. So when you go out on these trips, you keep these have those things with you because at the airport they will not allow you to take nothing more than a small size of a travel size toothpaste and toothbrush. That size about like your lotions, your oils, put it up in a bottle to shampoo your hair. Another thing that I usually do, like if I wash my hair, sometimes I don't use a regular shampoo. You could get and even when you're caring for a loved one, they have caps that's already ready-made that you can shampoo their hair with. You just wet it and put it in there on their head as a cap and massage their hair. So, and if you got dentures, like myself, you clean your dentures the same way that you would clean your regular teeth. Sometimes what I do, and I usually use I brush my regular dentures like I brush them. I soak them in some cold water, or what I not started doing is I take the mouthwash or the Listerine and I soak them in there for a little bit and then I put the Pepsodent in it. So for your older females or males that use dentures, that's what you do. Because you put the Listerine in. First you rinse them out, you clean them, you brush them like you normal brush your teeth. I always have like two toothbrushes. So one of them is my regular teeth, as you can see, and the other one's for your dentures. You don't have to get that little big, thick one that they used to use in nurse home. No, you just put them in the cup. You brush them like you regular brush your teeth, and you rinse them off. And you put them in the cold water, or you can soak them in your regular mouthwash, and you keep them clean. So it depends on what kind of dentures you have. And I put the Pepsodent tablet in, and that's how you do it. So now some of you may wonder what happened. So I'll tell you, when I had mine, and I had them for like 2 years, and then I was like cleaning up my desk, or cleaning up my house, and throwing out trash and everything. Did not realize I had them in that. We about to take the cup. And I ended up throwing them in the trash can, and trash people that already came. So my dentist is making mold in my new ones. Now, I'm going to tell you, people, let me tell you what happens when you go to the dentist. All right? So those of you that don't know, when you go to the dentist, whether you're getting for a root canal, or whether you're getting braces, or whether you're getting dentures, don't be afraid to get dentures if you're young or old, okay? The first thing that you do, they make an appointment for you. The dentist will talk to you. First, the assistant, like me, will talk to you. And then what we do is we take a picture of your teeth, the maxillofacial of your teeth. Now, we can, if the dentist decides to order a panorama on you, and that is the whole face of your whole face. So you get to see your other bony face, how your mouth is structured and all. Or they can use the normal tube. Those that see the normal tube that goes in. So they use 3 rings in your mouth. Sometimes they may use 2. They use a blue one, a red one, and a yellow one. Sometimes it's green or sometimes it's white. Okay. Now, most of the time they use the yellow, right? Have you ever noticed them? They use the yellow. The blue one is for your interior teeth. These are for the front teeth. Right? If you know, they tell you to turn it down, and if they turn the ring down and they bite on it, they turn it up. The red ones are sometimes for your bite wings. Your bite wing is considered your fourth section of your mouth, or it could be like your wisdom tooth. And sometimes they use the yellow. I mean, they use the yellow and they use the blue and they use the red. Now, the red for the bite, the blue for here, and the yellow. Now, if they decide to use a white ring, it's because, or maybe they don't want to feel like getting the other ones. Um, but that's what they do. Or if they get the film, if you see the film, they tell you to put the film in your mouth. That takes pictures of all of everything in your mouth. So that's your first appointment. So if they decide they want to do cleaning, they may do like a temporary cleaning, like the toothpaste type, and the doctor just talk to you about your teeth, or when he'll tell you, you make another appointment, then you come back. So you're going to get different appointments. You don't get everything all at one time. I know you wish you could do that. Your first appointment is your initial consultation, along with your taking your picture. They're making another appointment to come back and get your cleaning. And if you got to get deep cleaning, that's when they use the instruments with the deep cleaning. All right. Then you'll make another appointment, maybe check up and follow up. If you're getting braces or whatever, then you make another appointment for that. If you got to get an extraction is when they have to pull the teeth. All right. That's what extraction is, when they have to pull. Now, if you ever hear the doctors, counting teeth, because your teeth are number 1 through 32. And that's what you should have. And if you ever hear him with the assistant is doing it, writing on the paper, that's because he's counting your teeth and telling what needs to be done to your teeth or what isn't done, or if it's got cavities, if it's okay. He would not say, okay. He would not say, okay, this is okay, this is fine, this need worked on. No, he's going to say amalgam, occlusal, number 15. He might say number 15, okay. And he might go to number 22, amalgam. Amalgam is, let me tell you what amalgam is. Amalgam is that silver thing that's in your mouth. So those of you that have had cavities, right there, or if you have cavities or just have that filling, that's what the amalgam is. All right, that's what the amalgam is. And the assistant has a pencil, not this, but it's red on one side and blue on the other. Blue means it's okay. Red is when they scratch out amalgam on your teeth. And that's what the dentists go by. So when they do braces, now before they even do braces, right, or anything to your mouth, they're going to mold your mouth. What I mean by molding your mouth, people, meaning they're going to, if you ever notice when they tell you to put your mouth in that paste, that is the pink paste or the gray paste or whatever. It's like cement, but it's not. They mix it and put a little bit of water, and they mix it and they put it in the size of your mouth. So your rings of your mouth, which is your mandible and your bottom here, up here, your mandible and your mandible. So your top and your bottom, they don't put it all at the same time. They put the top one up first, maybe, or they put the bottom. Depends on what they need done. And that's how they're going to make the mold of your mouth, of your teeth. Even though they take the x-ray, that x-ray to see the bone structure, if you got need deep root cleaning, if you got cavities, if the teeth got to get pulled, or whatever the situation is. But that molding takes care of the whole teeth, how they have to do the example. It's like your mouth becomes your, you ever see mannequins in the stores? That's what your mouth is like. So once they put that paste in and they put it in your mouth, they will not get too dry, because if they do, it's going to be hard. They're going to pull your teeth out. So they have you bite on it. They take that out. They put the other one in, and you bite on it, and it takes it out. It takes probably maybe a week or two, or it might take a couple of days. Depends on where you go. And they'll make another point for you to come back. And sometimes they'll show you your exact model of your mouth. And that's how they are going to do the demonstration of the braces or the root canal or whatever has to be done on your teeth. So they'll know what to do on your regular mouth. So that's what they do, people. Sometimes your insurance does not cover extractions, or if you got an abscess, your insurance may not cover it. You might have to pay out your pocket. If it's too point to get to the too big to the point that they don't catch it in time, They either you might have to come back so many times to get that stuff drawn out, and it hurts when it's painful. So me, when I had my sis, I just told them to pull my teeth because that coming back and forth with that needle. Mm-mm. Now, if they have to do anything in your mouth, they will give you a needle. Okay. And people, they're not trying to kill you. That is to kill the nerve. Where it depends on where they're going to work on your mouth or what they're going to do. That is to kill the nerve in that area. So if they're going to do a teeth that's here on the side, they're going to give you a needle up in here somewhere or in your cheek. And that's so once the doctor will leave the room, he'll come back and say, sometimes your lip will feel puffy. And he'll ask you, do you feel anything? It'll get puffy and so because he killed the nerve so that you don't feel when the doctor's working on your mouth. You might feel some pulling, but you won't feel the actual drill. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So brush your teeth, take care of your gums. If you got the floss every 2 and 3 times a day, that's another thing that you have to do to take care of yourself. As women and men, after every meal, or now I'm gonna tell you about me. I ain't gonna lie. In the beginning of the morning, I wash my face and take care of my body. I don't brush my teeth the first thing in the morning. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of times, because when you eat food, your food is fresh and it has a different taste when you eat it. So what I do is once I get the eating, then I brush my teeth. Then I gargle my mouth. Then after every other meal, then I do that. But the first part of the morning, no. Because if I'm going to eat oatmeal, my oatmeal is not going to taste the way I want it. Like if I put like Splenda in it, or if I put like a little regular sugar in it, it's not going to taste like regular oatmeal. So I need my saliva and everything to used to that flavor that I'm used to. But then right after that, I brush my teeth, I gargle my mouth out. The best best mouthwash is Listerine. Now you don't have to get the expensive Listerine or expensive mouthwash. You find something that's close to you. But I advise you to always keep some mints in your pocketbook, keep some chewing gum in your pocketbook. If you are going out, like I said, they got dental strips, like Listerine strips. You can put that in your pocketbook along with your this. And if you got teenage kids, you can teach them to do that too. All right, along with so your pocketbook should be, pretty much a big part of y'all young teenagers. So besides your cash and your little cars and everything, and your little boys, photos and your cell phone, your tampons and your sanitary napkins and all that other stuff. But you keep these things at home at all times because during this pandemic, it's going to get even worse. So I would suggest you all to go stock up. Stop just stocking up on tissue, okay? Roll up tissue and paper towel at home. You need to start stocking up with supplies that you're going to need because when your kids go back to school, it's going to be even worse, all right? So I would suggest that you get some Vicks. You get the cream kind or you get the jar. Now the jar is much better, right? You get you some Vicks. Get your alcohol, peroxide, Benadine. Try to get you in saline. Make sure you got, besides your regular household tissue, but you get these. Some compression pads, hot baths. You're gonna need all that. You need to make sure you got your Tylenol, your Advil. You're going to need all of those things because, parents are going to have to be the doctor and the nurse at home. These are things that prevent you from going to the hospital every 5 minutes. Now, I'm going to tell you another thing what to do. Also, if your kids have upset stomach, like sour stomach or whatever, you take ginger ale. Do not give them cold ginger ale. Leave that canned ginger ale out so it can be warm and they drink it. Okay, stop doing some homework. Stop for cold and blue. Stop making your batch of tea and everything. I would say start it by August. Your tea. You're gonna need tea bags. You're gonna need lemon. You're gonna need ginger. You're gonna need honey. And you also gonna need like a little bit of rum. It's not to make them drunk, okay? That's to sweat them. Now, if you want castor oil, where I grew up on, they come in different in a different type of setting than I'm used to, okay? Unless you go to one of those old time stores, old time um, pharmacy that sells the main castor oil that I'm used to drinking. And what we used to do, my grandmother used to do, she used to put that castor oil in my coffee, right? She put castor on the coffee or whatever we drink, and we bet not spit out, and we wrap up and spit out. So what I would suggest you to do during this winter, if your child have a cold or flu, you give them that tea, right, that I just told you to do, and you rub them with that Vicks on them, okay, and you wrap them up. Now, if they sweat, they're sweating out that cold. So don't get paranoid. They're sweating out that cold, people. This is yours truly from the South, okay? Home remedy. Um, there's a lot of things that you make sure you keep some potatoes because you can also take the potatoes and take some string, put about 3 or 4 on the string around your neck, or you can take garlic. Yes, ma'am. So I love y'all. So this is new beginning, new changes. That's what I'm going to be about. New change, new beginning, helping people, teaching you, and also telling you about the new books that's coming out, what books that you need to be reading, what's a good story. We're going to have a book club. I will be announcing my Zoom account so that some of you can come on my Zoom, and we'll be doing some reading and, tell you what book to read. We can discuss the book that we need to be reading. So I love y'all. Have a good day and take care of yourselves, all right? I love y'all.